And guess who I'm here with today? I don't know. I have a special guest. And a Facebook friend and an old acquaintance friend, which is really nice. Friend. Long time. I'm with Bob Burg, by the way. How lucky am I, the ultimate go-giver?
No, I am the lucky one, my friend.
Well, we were blessed today here in Boca, and here's why. We got to see you speak this morning. It felt like January 1st, like our new year started with Bob Burg speaking to the Downtown Business Alliance, and thank you, Michael Liss, and all of the people that made this happen, Elliot Copper. And we're at the beautiful Addison today here in gorgeous Boca. By the way, this is downtown Boca, which a lot of people don't realize. It's part of the downtown. Bob, amazing. The takeaways were fantastic. I will tell you a little history. I remember getting you had something about referrals.
Endless Referrals.
Endless Referrals. I remember getting that.
Yeah, that was the first book.
That was the first book. And it wasn't even a book. I think I got cassettes, maybe?
The cassette tapes, yeah. Cassette tapes, which is one step above 8-track tapes.
Yes, pretty much. So I got the cassette, and that helped me a lot when I was in real estate. But when I reinvented my real estate business at 50, in 2012, about, I think the year before, I got the Go-Giver book. And it helped formulate how I wanted to move forward in my business and my personal life. So I want to thank you for that, because it was a true gift.
Thank you.
No, I appreciate it. And I believe that that is a gift that with your Go-Giver series, you've given to so many globally with what you do.
Thank you. Well, I'm very fortunate because I co-authored those with John David Mann, who is an absolutely brilliant writer and storyteller and entrepreneur, and he has so much wisdom.
Right.
And it's such a pleasure being able to do that, to team up with John. So
that's amazing. So I have been doing real estate for a long time, and now I have #SoBoca, which is our local blog. So we're lucky that we have Bob here in Boca today. And so this is what I call my 5 and a half questions, but usually it ends up being more than 5 questions, so there you go. I want to know, what inspired you to write the Go-Giver original book, and then moving forward with these layers? And you also have a new book coming out on my daughter's birthday.
Really? Happy birthday to her.
I know. And what I like about the title, because this is such a hot word, is the Go-Giver Influencer.
Influencer, yeah.
And that's a huge title, and in the digital world right now, and with Instagram and Facebook and whatnot. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, the idea for the book came really because the premise of Endless Referrals was that all things being equal, people will do business with and refer business to those people they know, like, and trust. People have heard me say that forever. Exactly. Too much. They probably say, "Shut up, stop saying that."
I don't think so. I think it resonates.
And thank you. And so really, what is the so when John and I were thinking about a parable, it was okay. So what is the essence of that? How do you develop those relationships in a nutshell? Well, you're always giving value to others. You're always looking for a way to provide value, or what we'd say, give value to the marketplace, individuals, and so that's really where the Go-Giver concept came from. Got it. And John, of course, as the lead writer, and we just went back and forth on that thing. It really only took a few months to get the story written, and then our agent shopped it around for a year. I think we got rejected by 18 or 20
Oh my gosh. But the no's turned into a yes at some point.
They do. And then even the next year, because we redid a few things, and we listened to the advice we were given. Some of it was, but there was some that was very legitimate. And I think we improved the story, the marketability of it maybe, and then we got another 6 or 7 rejections. And then finally we found the perfect publisher, which was Portfolio, which is a division of Penguin, now Penguin Random House. And they've been a perfect publishing partner. And it's just been it's been a fun ride.
Well, what I liked is, like this morning, what Bob was talking about, like there's certain ways, like when you're out networking, like look, get rid of the elevator speech already. You don't have to, and I use this term, which probably not, but don't barf all over everybody with what you do. You can just say, hey, I'm a realtor, or I am a writer, or I am an attorney, and then let someone ask you what.
Well, basically, when you first meet someone, and ask them what they do, and they're going to tell you, they're going to give you their elevator speech, and listen respectfully, listen to learn, and that's fine. But when they ask you what you do, understand that your elevator speech is going to have no positive intent. If anything, it's going to just turn them off. But they don't care right now about, they're not listening. They're thinking about what they're going to say.
Right.
So right now, just say what you do. Ask the couple of questions we were talking about, the feel-good questions, the one key question, and start to develop that relationship. And it doesn't have to take a long time. It happens a lot quicker than if you're focused on yourself.
Right, and I like the fact that not everybody is going to be our client.
That's right.
But they could be a referral source or a great resource.
Absolutely.
And I'm a huge proponent on the resource piece and also being
a
referral source. So I loved hearing that as a reminder, like, look, you're not everybody's going to be my client. That's okay.
And they don't have to be.
And they don't have to be. I heard someone at our table, because I got to sit at Bob's table today, ask you, what are you reading? And my tagline with that would be, what inspires you or who inspires you in your business?
Well, in my life, I was very lucky to have and still have two great parents who were the embodiment of what I would call go-givers. Okay, so I had a great example. In my life today, lots of people. I'm always reading, always listening, always learning. I have a fantastic business partner, Kathy Tajanel, who every day amazes me with what she's able to do. My co-author, John David Mann, and his wife, Anna, just two of the most inspiring people I know.
That's fantastic.
So there's a lot of people. I'm very fortunate.
Yeah, and you give that back, and it always comes through with whatever you share. I have an interesting segue. I've got two millennial daughters that are, one's an entrepreneur, one is working for an airline. I'm a baby boomer. My friend Jason Frazier coined it for me, so I'm taking it now. I'm Gen B. Because I really don't feel like a baby boomer, and I talked about this when I did my thing with Allie on our So Boca Unplugged. But for someone like myself, I reinvented my real estate business in 2011 after some events, including the housing market crash. What kind of advice can you share with our audience about, say you are 50 and you want to make a change, and how do you go about doing that? And then how does that segue to the millennials? Because we all have a different mindset.
Sure.
now.
Well, I think as far as anyone who wants to make a change, if you want to make a change, there's probably a reason for it. And that is, you may be doing great, you may be enjoying what you're doing, but it's not quite what you want to be doing. You think maybe there's something a little bit more.
Right.
And so decide what that is. I mean, the first thing is it comes down to a decision.
Right.
And then once you do decide that, now it's taking the steps to get there. And who do you know who's already done it? Who can you talk to about that? Who can you find who can provide you with some advice on making that shift? But you beautifully made a shift. You reinvented yourself, and it turned out great.
Well, with help with your book too. I mean,
thank
in all sincerity, I mean, this was a huge game changer for me, and it made a huge impact on my life.
I think with baby boomers, by the way,
tough.
And I'm not with yes, it is.
Gen
But
B.
but with also Gen X, with the new young ones, they get a bad rap as far as being lazy and this and that. Well, there's all types of everybody who's lazy and hardworking and whatever. But I think what it is they want meaning. And they're not willing to wait until they're or until they're our age. And of course, you're younger than I am, so when I say our age, I mean me being older
We're the same.
and you.
Yeah.
And so they're not willing to wait. They're not willing to go to say, well, I'll work 30 years and then decide at 50 that I'm wealthy, but I'm not happy with what I'm doing. No, they're saying life isn't an either or. I want meaning now.
Right.
And if you're their boss, if you're their leader, you've got to tap into the fact that they want meaning. They want it. Dan Pink in his wonderful book Drive, What Motivates Us, he talked about the fact that people want autonomy, they want meaning, they want to feel good about themselves, they want to be right. And so I think when we can do that, now we're not saying, well, I wish they would be more like I was 30 years ago. We're saying, no, they are like they are.
Exactly.
I need to honor that and tap into it.
Well, and I think it's very interesting because you also brought up money. And money is very interesting. You either like it, you don't like it, or you have conflicts with it, right? But it's funny because like Gary Vee was just here down at the Hard Rock, and he talks about that. He puts that out there, and I think that's okay, saying it's okay, I want to make money, but at the same time, as you say, and as you talk about in your books, you have to give back.
Okay, well, can I correct you there?
Yes.
If you don't mind, and
Yes.
I apologize for
No, no,
doing
no.
that. I never talk about giving back. And let me explain what I mean before you
Okay.
think, oh, this guy is a...
No, no, no.
I think that the term giving back
Yes.
has a false premise to it.
Ah,
I believe in giving, I believe in charity, I
Yes.
believe in doing things for others.
Yes.
I think what giving back says, the way that it's usually used
Right.
is, well, you made a lot of money on the backs of others.
Oh, no, that's
doing-
not what
but
I
that's not
mean.
how you mean
Yeah,
it. But
no.
that's how it's the
perception.
whole perception about money, which I
Yeah.
think is so... There's such that negative, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's like, oh, well, he made a lot of money, so now he's giving back. Well, did he take something first?
Good point.
No, if you've provided value to the marketplace,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, and you've given terrific value to people, and you've taken
Yes.
care of your customers, you've earned the right to have made a ton of money. Now, if you want to give a lot to charity
Yes.
and support a cause and to do this
Give
and to
your
have
time.
a foundation, your time,
Yes.
you're giving. You're
Yeah.
giving because it's congruent with your values.
Exactly.
You're not giving back to anyone because you didn't take anything from
I
them
agree
first.
with
So
you on
that's
that.
why, and
Good
I
point.
apologize.
No, not
that
at all,
that
because I
have
think
to-
this is a good lesson here, because I agree with you. I think the term giving back is,
It's meant with.
It's meant with good intention.
With really good intention. I just think it
but
paints
I think
negative.
this is a good way to flip it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I love doing these interviews, and live ones are fun because you don't, now there's a whole different perspective that we've been able to share with people to take that negativity away from that, to give to get.
Yeah.
And I think that's the piece where it's like, no, you give because you want to give, and not because something happened.
Right. It's
Yeah.
congruent with your values.
I totally get that. So my final two questions, because I know you're on a time crunch,
That's okay.
is what is do you have a word for the year? Do you set a word each year, or a word that you really like for your business or life?
No.
Okay.
I know that's the thing.
I know.
To come up with that, that theme or that word.
Yeah.
No, I like to think I'm always improving and growing, and that's kind of my life's.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I love that. And I know that you're not from Boca. Bob is actually up in Jupiter.
I live in Jupiter, Florida.
So he's in our county, which is great. If this is not something you can answer, you can use Jupiter.
Okay.
I usually ask, what is your favorite restaurant in Boca to break bread, and who would you break bread with, dead or alive?
Okay, well, first, I'm trying to think, because I used to actually come down to Boca a lot, and there were some wonderful, wonderful restaurants.
And keeping in mind we're at the Addison.
I know. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you about the Addison Hotel. And I've never eaten at the Addison restaurant, but at the Addison Hotel this morning, the way that they make their guests feel,
Yeah.
second to none.
It was fantastic.
From the moment the valet to as soon as you walk in, and,
Yeah.
and they'll drop what they're doing to make sure you're okay and
Yeah.
taken care of. They were the ultimate in a go-giver hotel,
They
just
were
bringing
fantastic
absolute
here,
value.
yeah.
So I don't anymore have a restaurant down here in Boca.
Right. What
My
about Jupiter?
favorite one in Jupiter, it's a breakfast and lunch cafe. It's called Juno Beach Cafe.
Oh, there you go, Juno Beach Cafe.
And I got to tell you, this is a place. Not only the food it's actually remarkable.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's not why it's so great.
Yeah.
It's great because their culture is one of not just exquisite service, which it is.
Right.
But they treat their people so well. Their people treat the customers so
There you
well.
go,
You've
yeah.
never seen a place that is just as much. You feel like family when you're
That's
there. You
awesome.
feel like you're just such a valued guest.
Yeah.
And they do a absolutely
So we'll
remarkable
make sure we
job.
tag them in this so that they know that you did a shout out, which is
Oh, they
great.
know I
yeah,
love it.
I
They know I
know.
love it.
Because I think I've seen you tag
Yeah.
frequently.
Uh-huh.
And that's the thing, it's a hometown feel. Jupiter's a lot like Boca in that sense.
Yeah, they're actually in Juno Beach,
In Juno,
but
right.
it's still the same thing. It's
Same,
Juno,
up that
Jupiter,
way.
Jupiter
Yeah,
Beach, Juno.
exactly. But again, Juno's small. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like a hometown.
Absolutely.
So,
Oh, it is. Well, it is
yeah,
very, very
Yeah,
much.
very much. So, well, I really appreciate your time today, and I know everybody just had, this was just fantastic. What an amazing
This was a
group.
nice group of people.
It was a great group, and again, thanks for doing this, and thanks for doing my 5 in the Hive live.
My pleasure.
My
Great
#SoBoca.
to be with everybody. And Michelle, I always love speaking with you.
No,
You're
thank
just-
you.
yeah,
It's been
you're
great,
a
and you
delight.
were such an inspiration to so many people. So thank you. I love it. All right, guys. See you later.